Recently, we've been talking about just like new artists that we've been listening to. Who's some the new artists that you were listening to recently a lot?
Recently, I've been listening to Kenny Halupa.
It's Kenny Hoopla, but yeah.
Hoopla, yeah, Kenny Hoopla, yeah. Uh, the reason I'm listening to him because I went to an MGK concert like not too long ago in Springfield, and he was like the opening act, and I thought he was pretty good, so I gave him a listen. So I'm still actually still currently listening to him. I'm pretty new to him right now. I'm not really into rock music or punk music, but um, going to that concert because I know my girlfriend's into it. I think it was like a really good introduction, I believe, to the genre.
She likes like rock. I mean, like hit like rock and shit.
Yeah, she likes a little bit like of punk and rock and stuff like that. I don't think she's like too deep into it, but I don't really know. That's only she can answer that question. But like from what I know, she's into like punk rock.
Yeah. So you said, yeah, you sent me his shit, and what specifically made you, I guess, other than the MGK shit, just giving him a shot? Because I feel like that sound isn't that rare. Like, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah. It isn't rare, but the thing is, like, I haven't really gave like that genre of music like a chance to begin with. So the reason why I gave them a shot is because I think simply for the fact he just got lucky that I seen him. You know what I mean? Because it's like it could have been anyone. You never know. It could have been anyone. But one person that kind of more so got me into the rock genre would be Trippy Red because Trippy Red's into all that stuff, and he's been trying to morph like rock music into rap music and as such. So that's got me kind of into the drama more, and then listening to Hoopla kind of enforced that.
I would
Um,
say he was heavily referenced by, I mean, like influenced by X. So I'll give him a little slide. I give him a little chance.
hmm
I feel like X is the first one that really did that. Like, did that. Who was a rapper to a degree, rapper who really like put his foot in that genre. But yeah, continue.
yeah. So I learned that he's like I guess Travis Baker, the drummer, of course, for Blake. Who was it? Blink 18 something, 182, 187. I don't know. Was is also the that's his artist. So he produced a lot of the music. And as a kid, when I used to be like just chilling, playing RuneScape, sometimes I would listen to a little bit of Blink. So that could be another reason why I probably like his music too, because he has like pretty much he has that vibe, that same type of vibe. Um, it's not so much the lyrics that I enjoy about the music. It's more so just the vibe that I get out of it. Because like when you listen to the lyrics, it's kind of like all over the place at the same time.
So
But I like,
would you say lyrics don't really matter that much?
yeah, to me they don't really matter too much. It's more so of the sound
Mm,
of the music.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, continue. What
Um,
about, I guess, so you sent me his most recent project, the one he
yeah.
did with Travis. I listened to it. I was wondering, what I guess, what was your overall thoughts on the project? I guess, or like, what like favorite songs, shit like that.
So my favorite song would probably be the first one. I like the silence is also the answer.
Hmm.
Um, it was kind of like it's weird. It's like it kind of give you that X kind of vibe where you know how X can kind of get mellow at times in the music, and then I just start bursting with like mad energy. It kind of gave me that this feeling of like uh like he doesn't really know, like he's kind of confused on his emotions, and you
Hmm.
can kind of hear that through his music because like it gets really loud at certain points, then he starts to speak really softly at certain points of the music. And I like the overall guitar and like melodic sound of music. So that's what really hooked me on to that song specifically, I would say.
It's called. So, are you saying like he's gonna be somebody you'll look like every time he drops, you're gonna listen to it, or is it like why it? And if so, why? Like, you know what I mean?
Um, I'm not like I'm pretty new to him still. I'm not pretty sure if I'm gonna keep on listening to him, but this I've been listening to this album or mixtape for a long time now ever since I left that concert. So I'll give it like definitely if he drops another project, I'll give him another shot to see if I'm gonna like his next project, of course. But it's not like a full concrete that I'm gonna be like a full on fledged fan of this artist yet. You know what I mean?
Have you watched any like interviews on him and shit like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, dive deeper into the artist, or just listening to the music?
Nah, so far I know nothing about him. I just been listening to the music. But he does seem like he's like judging from his performance, he's really good at performing, I could tell. You could tell like compared to everyone that was performing there, like he looked like he was like the most hungriest. Like he was the one that was trying to amp up the crowd the most, I felt like personally.
He had something to prove, kind of to him.
Yeah, it felt like he had more so something to prove. I think that happens with a lot of people that's just first starting off. They go more harder because like, yo, I got to make sure these people remember me, which worked because I'm currently listening to his music now.
Yeah, I hear. So yeah, I listen. The project is called Survivor's Guild, right? Yeah. So Rock is I hate to be that dude where it's like, oh, all I listen to is hip hop or whatever, or rap or whatever. But it's like, it's just one of those things where I feel like I could find any type of mood that I'm in. I could find or like a rap or a hip hop song where that kind of fits that. So that's why I feel like, and the only person who kind of put me towards like even letting my ears function with rock is X. But I guess you could say, of course, like fucking Lil Wayne and all that other shit. I guess
I would say Linkin Park too. If I don't know if he's considered like rock, but
yeah, I don't know. It's maybe like alternative or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know all the. I feel like out of all, rock has a lot of different versions where I feel like rap doesn't. They don't allow people to really break down molds. But for him, I didn't like overall. It's not something that I would like listen to on my day to day, but I can agree that he has talent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't. Out of all the projects, the project that you sent me, I didn't. It's not like I had like a favorite. I feel like they all were solid songs overall. The vibe I got, yeah, I definitely got like a Linkin Park, you know what I mean, like Travis Barker, heavy drums, like heavy guitar vibe. And I could tell from like looking, I watched a couple of his videos that he's very inspired by the early 2000s like rock and shit, and I think that's dope. But overall, I think it was solid. But there's just something that I guess when you're familiar to something and you listen to something that you're not familiar to, it's kind of like some people can like look in other perspectives. Like I'm one of those people who could, regardless of if I enjoyed it or not, I could look at other people's perspective and I could see how you personally like enjoyed it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's a solid dude. I think it's cool that Travis picked up on him because Travis also fucked with X and Trippy. So it's like for him to put another artist under his wing was kind of cool. And also, I hate to be that guy, but the fact that he's black, it's like it's cool that he could do that type of sound, and it's not like, oh, it's a black guy doing it. It's just like it's just another dude. Like, you know what I mean?
I can't hold you. When I was at that concert, like I can only probably count the amount of black people that were actually at that show. So it's like Yeah, he's black, and it's. I found that it was. I thought that was kind of strange too. I was like, "Oh snap! This is a black dude out here. Like, is he about to start rapping?" I was like, me with that mentality, I just assumed like, "Oh, he's a rapper." All right, and then when he started going on, I was like, "Oh, this dude's doing rap music." Okay.
Nah, yeah, I hear you. But yeah, I overall enjoyed the project. I could see how you would fuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see him reaching that certain demographic of people who are black and don't only listen to rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought Kenny, he's a cool cat. I fucks with him. He's cool. But yeah, so the person that I recommended to you was Cochise.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Florida native. He's really been popping a lot on SoundCloud or whatever, and a couple of his songs went super viral on TikTok. And the way that I heard of him was well, I heard the songs obviously because like I don't always be on TikTok, but whenever I'm on TikTok, it seems like every time you scroll down, it's the same people doing the same type of challenge or dance to the same type of song. Mm-hmm. So you hear the songs over and over again, even if you don't know it, or you don't know the song, you still like, okay, I heard of that song, or I know that challenge that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So the song that I heard of him was "Tell Him," and for me personally, that sound specifically, I see why people connected to I guess the mumble rap sound or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that mumble rap, that phrase kind of goes out the window when it comes to people who are established. Like people won't call like Young Thug a mumble rapper. Like, you know what I mean? People won't call certain artists that who are already established mumble rappers. They just call people who are unknown mumble rappers. So yeah, I heard that song or whatever, and I was like, okay, whatever. But then one of my favorite streamers was listening to it. I'm Dante, and I was like, because I've been fucking with Dante for a while. So when I heard him listen to it, I was like, okay. It's not like I agree with everything he listens to, but the song that he played off of this project, it was called The Knicks. So I watched the video. I feel like, and also just like a side tangent, I feel like videos kind of they really add a lot to the song, so you could kind of get the feel of the artist and how they view things or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I really noticed about him was that he's a fan of anime, like, you know what I mean? And that he puts it in his music, which is also really dope. That I don't know, whenever, because rap has this stigma that it's either like, no, I'm fucking bitches, I'm shooting niggas, and I'm selling drugs. Like, it's just like the same kind of thing. So it's like, whenever an artist does something that I can relate to into it, I'm like, I give him a little bit of an edge. That's why Ski is one of my favorite rappers, just because like every reference that he throws in, I know, or like I can relate to a degree. Yeah. So I sent you his project, Benbow Crescent, but I don't know how to. Yeah. So I'm gonna just explain how I feel towards the project, and then you could go give your opinions or whatever. Mm-hmm. Overall, the project is solid. It's not like my favorite project. It's not something that like I'll listen through the whole project, because it is pretty much like close to 20 songs, and I feel like that's kind of a gas for anybody. Like it could be Young Thug dropping a 20 song project. I'm not gonna let him listen to that whole project over and over again type shit. Yeah. But for him, what I like about him most is his energy and his vibe. Kind of like what you were saying about Kenny. Mm-hmm. How the lyrics, that's the thing with the stigma of being a rapper. It's like, oh, what is he saying? Like, is he really saying anything? It's the lyrics. It's like, that's why for me personally, I have a subsection of rappers, like, or people who are in hip hop. It's like, if you're black, you're instantly a rapper. It's like, I don't feel like that's kind of like the case for certain artists. Yeah. for me, it was like I obviously got that like Playboy Cardi vibe, that Young Thug vibe, like all that. But it was more like, how are you feeling listening to this song? So a couple of my favorite songs were Usopp, Lost It. I like Zorro, Nyx, Sanji, StockX, Hatchback. A couple of those songs were um every time, just as kind of like context to it, when I listen to music, it it I have to listen to it to put me in that certain type of vibe.
Yeah.
So with him, every time I listen to his music, it gets me like excited, or it makes me it puts me in a good mood. Yeah, I feel like that's a better way to say it. So I feel like this whole project was just good vibes, like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it just supposed to put you in a good mood. And I feel like one of the reasons why because there's a lot of there's a lot of people who like that, who sound like him. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not really a big Playboy Cardi fan, but I can see that he has talent. Like obviously, like I can't do the shit that he does. He clearly thinks about the certain things that he drops or whatever. So and the same with like Young Thug and shit. Like I can see why some people don't like him, but I can also see why people think he's one of the greatest. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Young Thug's one of the greatest, bro.
Yeah. So the things that pushed me towards him specifically was one, the Jamaican vibes I got from this project. Like, you can tell he's hella Jamaican. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that the happy vibes, and also I realized something. He doesn't swear in his music a lot. That, like, I realized a lot of other people in that genre really heavily swear and fuck you, bitch, fucking bitch. He doesn't do that a lot, which is kind of like, it's kind of cool, because I could see why it was going viral on TikTok, because like a lot of kids listen to this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why do you think that is, though?
Well, I was before we started recording, I was watching an interview or whatever, and he was saying pretty much like he wanted music that his mom could listen to, type shit too.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he chooses, like it's a personal choice that he doesn't swear a lot in his music. It's not like something that he does. It's kind of like a personal choice, which I think is pretty cool. Like in my opinion, like what's it called? But yeah, so what were your thoughts on Cochise overall? Like, I know the first vibe you instantly get is just like, oh, he's not saying anything, or like, oh, he's like, yeah, play with Cardi type thing. Like that was the same vibe I was getting. But once you move all that aside, you could see that this kid has talent. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. At first, when I first started watching it, like listening to it, the first thing I thought was like, damn, bro, he sounds just like Playboy Cardi. That's what I first thought of it. But then when I got to some songs that I actually started liking, I could see why you were like fascinated with him, because like most of the music that I've been listening to recently have been negative. So when I was listening to him,
super heavy and like super dark and shit, like, you know, I feel like that's the vibe right now. It's heavily, super. That's why I like him, and like, or like Ski and shit. Like, I feel like it's just happy music, like, you know.
Yeah, it's good to have like some happy, uplifting music. The tracks that I liked was Totoro, Sanji, and Zoro. Those were the songs that I liked in the project. First thing I noticed was all these anime names, bro. Like Sanji. Well, it looks like he's heavily likes One Piece a lot.
Yeah, he said, I was watching the interview, he literally said One Piece is his favorite anime, that after he finished One Piece, he went on Craigslist to find a boat to become a pirate type shit.
He said that.
He really wanted to become a pirate because of One Piece. I was really dying.
One Piece is that show, man.
I still don't get it, but hey,
it's that show.
Sure.
But I seen this thing called Totoro. I know there's this movie, I never watched it myself, called My Neighbor Totoro. I don't know if he's referencing that.
Most likely. I don't. Is that Studio Ghibli movie?
Probably. You know, like Spirited Away and all that.
Yes, the Studio Ghibli. Those are the same type of people.
I think that's what he's I don't know if that's what he's referencing, but could be. Um,
Mhm.
but what I got from the project is that like it's not more so that you have to focus on the words. He's just trying to have a good. It sounds like he's just trying to have a good time while making music. He's not taking it too. It doesn't seem like he's not trying to take the wordplay too seriously. He's just trying to take more so of the feeling of the music, what it does to you while you're listening to the music, more seriously rather than the words.
Which, in my opinion, what I would say is more important than the lyrics, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. No matter if somebody's like spiritual, lyrical, like type shit, like it's the vibe of the song overall.
Yeah,
that you're like, I would listen to this again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what makes me, because of course a project or whatever, a song, whatever could make me like an artist, but what made me like, I'm actually a fan of him heavily now. What made me a fan of him heavily is more, that's why I asked you about if you watch any interviews on him and shit, because that can give you a deeper dive into the artist. So when I started watching a couple of his interviews, and it's like, everything you just said is really him. Like he's just having fun with it type shit. Like it's not like he's trying to be Jay-Z or some shit. He's just trying to just have fun with it. So what I like that, how it's somebody who's in the rap game who's just kind of doing their own thing, making references to shows that other niggas wouldn't know. Like of course you being a One Piece fan, you would get the references he's making, like just like One Piece, I'm giving a filler. Like niggas wouldn't. I got that from him. like niggas wouldn't get that unless it's like you being a fan of it. So I really fuck with him. I feel like, honestly, in my opinion, I think he's gonna be on XXL next year.
Probably, yeah. The thing that I liked about him too, because I've seen like a little video of him talking. He doesn't seem like a celebrity, bro. He seems like a regular dude, like some dude you just fucking met at school. You can just chat to him about anything. You know what I mean? That's one thing I like. He seems more real compared to a lot of people that you would see on like Rap Genius and shit. Like you don't really look at him as like a figure. You look at him as like an artist that you can actually just walk up to and say what's up.
Yeah, and I think that's super important when it comes to the younger generation looking at artists. It's like some people like Drake and shit, they're unreachable. Yeah, like I feel like him, like he's kind of like, obviously he's not at the top tier level, but he's still getting millions of views and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you would think that would affect certain people, but with him, I just appreciate the authenticity of him. And the reason why I chose him specifically for you to listen to is because I know how much of a fan you are of Young Thug and Trippy and shit and that type of vibe, but I know you dislike like the Playboy Cardi type vibe, like at the same time. And I feel like he kind of meets in the middle of that, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Literally right in that middle, like where he's talking about shit you like, but the sound might not be something you enjoy until you get the context of it.
And like, don't get me wrong, like there's like, just because I dislike an artist like his music, it's not the case that like, sure I don't like really like Playboy Cardi's music, but it's not all. I don't hate all of his songs. There's a couple of Playboy Cardi songs that I would listen to.
Exactly. I feel like that's the same shit for me. That's why I'm even surprised that I enjoy this nigga so much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause I already have this stigma of me like, okay, you gotta say something. But it's like, once I feel like once like the Chief Keef era came around, I feel like it's not really about what you're saying anymore. Yeah, if that makes sense. It's really how the song, how it makes you feel, how listening like with let's say with him, Cochise, if I put him on, I know I'm gonna be happy. If I listen to like another artist, I know what I'm gonna get out of that artist, and I feel like that's super important nowadays. It's when not like lyrics are less important. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm excited to listen to more of his music. Like I hope he drops something else recently so I can listen to it like some more. Like I've been listening to a lot of this project he dropped, like, and older projects he dropped, because something I do is like, if I like an artist, if I like more than 3 songs from an artist, I listen to I listen to whole full projects. Like I listen to old projects, I listen to recent projects, just to be like, do I really like this nigga or do I like the songs that he made? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For him, I actually really fuck with him. Like I followed him on Instagram and everything. Like I fuck with him. Like,
another artist I've been listening to a lot is Rush.
mm-hmm.
He has so many projects. Those like so many. Like he has so many songs. I'm like, damn, I can't even keep up. Like,
I know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't name one song from Russ, but I know that nigga's talented. Like I know he has something that other niggas don't. Like, you know what I mean?
that nigga is talented, bro. Like,
yeah. I fuck. Russ is cool. I fuck with Russ.
And I feel like he gets so much hate for no reason.
Not anymore though.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Like, I feel like he was trying to give off good messages, and people were hating on him for that. But
I guess it's kind of like, it's kind of just how you portray yourself. I feel like Russ was portraying himself a certain way, and for people who don't care about that, like some of the things he would talk about is like, oh, I don't have any features, or I produce my own songs and shit. All these niggas suck. All these niggas, like, it's when you're talking, you could say whatever you want, but it's when you're talking down on other people.
yeah,
That's when it kind of gives you're just hating on a nigga, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, but like even to that comment, he wasn't really saying everybody suck. He was saying like a lot of these like new rappers like that he isn't really like fucking with them, but he still fucks with talented artists. You know what I mean?
That's it. But when it comes to the audience, like the younger generation, the second you say all these new niggas suck, it's instantly like, yo, you think my favorite artist sucks? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, but that's gonna happen with every generation. Like, it's just something that just happens where people say all these new niggas this, all these new niggas that, and it's like, bro, you're excluding people who might sound like that, but who have talent.
Yeah.
At the same time, so it's like, yeah, the rap is just such a hard topic because people don't give people leeway. It's either you're spitting bars or you're not saying shit.
Yeah. Everyone's different.
Yeah, so like even me personally, back in the day, like I was just a radio nigga. If it popped on the radio, I was fucking with it. If it like had Drake or J. Cole or something like that, I was fucking with it. Until literally like Chief Keef dropped. And that's when I was like, who gives a fuck about this shit? If it feels good, it feels good. Like, you know what I mean? Like me personally, I would have never thought I would have fucked with Famous Dex as hard as I did until I started really giving him a shot. And then I was like, okay, I fuck with Dex because of his personality and his music. Like, you know what I mean? Like certain artists, like I would have never thought I would have fucked with X either until I gave him a shot. Like, you know what I mean? Because you hear, look at me, fuck on me, look at me. And you're like, nah, this ain't really it until you dive more deep into the person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm hip.
So it's the same way, even like Trippy, like you look at him and you're like, I don't know. And you listen to some of his songs, you're like, but then you dive more deep and then you get more of him rapping, of him singing, of him, like the levels of depth that comes to an artist. I feel like people just throw it away, or they'll be like, it sounds like this. That's the first thing people love to say. It sounds like this.
I honestly too, with like a lot of artists, they can rap and they just choose not to.
Because that's not it anymore. Like, you know what I mean? That's not. Yeah. It has to be more than that. You could be a rapper. You can have lyrics, but it has to be more than that. You have to make good music at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really all I had to say about that. Like Kenny, I'll actually give him another shot. I'll listen to like another project he drops just to see, because I feel like with what I sent you, I feel like that was all Cochise, but what you sent me, I feel like it heavily had a Travis
Baker influence on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could separate the artist from Travis, just because I don't listen to Travis, so I don't know what his influence is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have to listen to a full project of Kenny for me to get the type of vibe he is, the type of person he is.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
another note is I really, for both of these artists, I really like their videos. The videos are really nice. Like they're
Hmm.
really colorful and creative. I feel like that's really dope for both of these young artists to be able to do that.
I think that's another thing that music videos are missing, like creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like people who are kind of bringing it back, like the baby. I like all the baby's music videos. I feel like they're man entertaining and funny.
Yeah,
Um,
regardless of the song, like you're just like
yeah,
this is overall a good video.
yeah.
Glamour of wearing diamonds. Diamonds bring status, elegance, and prestige. Their brilliance makes